Hello, this is Richard Sturdivant, and welcome to SturDaVinci.com, and thank you for purchasing this product. This is our SturDaVinci hair brushes and overlays, 58 high-res brushes and 58 high-res overlays with this video tutorial that will kind of show you what I kind of do with stuff I've been using for years, my personal stash, and some examples that created this, and we'll go ahead and start here. There we go. Now, this is the cover to our product, and this is an image I created for the product, and it's kind of like a superhero. I'm into this superhero craze right now, and we're getting a lot of clients that are contacting me to do them as superheroes, which is really cool and fun for me. But all of this hair that you see right here was created with these brushes and overlays. And so that was not her hair. So I created that, and I wanted to have brushes that had a lot of action to it, that I can twist them and turn them and do whatever I want to and make it look realistic. So let me show you a couple examples. Here is Brooklyn Kroger, which is my stepdaughter, and she's a pretty awesome individual. And she's always wanted to be a mermaid, and I've got two mermaid images of her, and you know, her hair's not that long, so we had to go in and kind of create hair, and I photographed her hair and made some brushes and overlays out of it. But all of this hair was added onto with these brushes and overlays. And as you can see, let that pull up. Of course, I did some artwork over it and everything, you know, and painted. And so what we're showing you here is how to get that started and looked. And you know, some of my instructional videos with the painting and Photoshop and Corel Painter can teach you how to finish those off. But this is just to show you how to use the brushes. But I created this full set of hair. It's like she's got super steroid hair extensions. But we wanted this whimsical top mermaid that had all this flowing hair, and so I just kept, you know, putting it in here and drawing it and painted it and gave it more artistic look. And it's been a pretty fun journey doing this. This next image, this is Michelle, and she wanted to be She-Hulk. She was She-Hulk and Superwoman, and she had contacted me and said, I want to be a superhero, and so she come up with She-Hulk, and this is what I did. And of course, she's a CrossFitter. She's pretty fit. But we also used our muscle overlays over here and kind of created that look there, too, to kind of get her cut up. But some of this hair right here, it wasn't, you know, her hair wasn't super long, and it's pretty, you know, thin, you know, it's just straight hair. And so we didn't have all these wispies, but with the She-Hulk, I wanted to have this hair going crazy, so I created all of this hair in there and just kind of twisted and turned it and just made it look like I wanted action to it. I wanted to look like she just jumped down and she just hit that ground and her hair's flying up. Now, this is Michelle again, so two totally different spectrums there. There she's got her little anger issues as the She-Hulk, and now she's the glorious Superwoman. Of course, you can see her hair is naturally dark and black, and we turned her into a blonde, and this was done with the hair brushes and then little painting techniques I did over it and created this motion effect to it to make her look like she was flying up. Also in here, you know, we showed in our female muscle video, these are some of our muscle overlays and brushes, and we kind of overlaid that in there, and it really turned out really good. So here is Brooklyn again, and let's pull that back so you can see the whole image. And this is Mermaid's Paradise. This is more almost like a sea witch type of mermaid, and I even put a beta tail on her. I wanted to be totally different and went with a totally blue color scheme and wanted her hair to be like that blue black that you would see in, you know, like comic books and stuff like that. So I brought this up, and all that hair was created with these muscle brushes, and then of course I painted over it and kind of blended it in. And on this particular image, just like the other mermaid image, I went for a more illustrative look, a more artistic look instead of more realistic. But you can definitely go with as much realism as you want to on these things. So let me show you the brushes. I threw this little eye in there. I kept the eye, but here's this little eyebrow that you can overlay on some of your subjects and, you know, create, you know, let's say you want to take their eyebrows and you want to make their eyebrows arch. You can control all that. It's really cool. You can change their whole facial expression. And here is some of the brushes, And some of them are full headsets, some of them are pieces, but you can mix and match them and use pieces of them no matter what. And we got blonde, curly, we've got some wicked ones. You know, how many times have you let a girl down and you couldn't get all her hair spread out like that? And so you can go and fill it in. If you want to go really crazy with it, you can go to that. Or go to here. Here's the one we use for Michelle. And then here you go. You got all kinds of hairstyles. There. And you just keep going. Just kind of play with these, and the way we use them, they're, you know, they're just perfect. This is kind of some crazy hair there. And wild dancer hair, short hair, long flying hair, really wild dancer hair, flowing angelic hair. There's some more long hair. Here's some pieces of hair that you can go through there. Look at that beautiful hair there. I think this is one we use for Michelle as well. Crazy hair, big curls, and it's got a real illustrated look to it. Blonde, wispy hair. There we go. We got curls. And you know, they're not, when you look at them, they don't look perfect, but when you use them, brush with them, they're just awesome. So there's some more pieces there. And it's pretty cool. Here's long hair, curly hair. You know, a lot of little pieces. There's hair we use for that one image I showed you. I just had to change the part in it. And that's our product. But I'm going to show you, I got a little demonstration I'm going to do to show you how to use it. Let me scale this down just a little bit. And I'm going to show you the difference between the overlays and the brushes. Alright, so here we got our little model, and she's having fun. She's got a big old expression on her face. And I've already taken her out of the background. So now, if you don't take someone out of the background and you want to add hair to the other hair, you'll have to overlay it and then blend it in. Otherwise, I can build behind her and then blend her hair into the hair that I built, which is kind of cool. And I can use her hair color as a sample to overlay onto the hair that I'm going to brush in. I'm going to put a layer behind her, just a back layer, and I'm going to go ahead and get my brush. But first I need to show you how to load the brushes. I'm going to click here. I'm going to go right click on the little pinwheel here, go load brushes, and I'm going to go to my hair brushes, and I'm going to go all the way down till I find the SDV, Stir Da Vinci, hair brushes ABR. Click on that and hit open, and it's all saved for you right there. So we're ready to go. Now on this brush here, let's see what I want to give her. Maybe I want some wild hair. I don't know. Maybe I come in here and that looks pretty wild. I'm going to sample her hair color here. And I'm just going to stamp. Oh, I'm at 20%, so that doesn't help. There we go. Now, let's see. Maybe that hair is not the right hair. Let me go down and see. Sometimes you just got to try them. It's easier when you're looking for the overlays. Let's go right here. And let's choose a little darker color there. So we'll click there. Hit Command T. Bring that in. We can also change the way the hair's moving. Also, we can right click, go to warp, pull that hair out, pull this around, pull there, and we can kind of build that up. Now, Sometimes this hair is not taken out perfectly, but that's okay. It's going to be, sometimes you just got to blend it in. This is against a gray backdrop, so you're going to see everything. Most of the time you won't see most of this stuff. Now, I need that to be a little bit darker. I'm going to hit Command J, and I got a little bit darker there already. So I'm going to merge those two together. Now, I'm going to click my color overlay. I'm going to go to my FX styles, which you go up here, you go to layer style. You can go here and you go to color overlay, or you can go down the bottom of your layers panel and get that. And I'm going to go color overlay, and I'm going to click. Right now I'm just going to go to normal, and I don't want that yellow, that's for sure. I'm going to click there, and I'm going to sample her hair color. Okay, let's get that color right there. I'm going to hit OK, and it's in normal mode, so it's real light. So I'm going to go to multiply, and or I can go to color. Now look at that, I can kind of blend that in. Hit OK. Now I can make a copy of this. Hit Command J. And bring this in here. Bring it over her. And go to normal mode. And we can kind of play around with this a little bit. We'll take that off. And we'll go to screen, we'll go to hard light, and let's see. Sometimes you get too dark and it gets kind of crazy. So I'm going to lighten it up, Command L. And let me hit cancel that. Now, I did that and it didn't work for me. So I'm going to hit here, and I'm going to bring some more hair over. Right click. Let's see what I can get here. Let's click on this one. We can kind of give her a new hairdo, whatever you want to do. But what I think I'll probably do on this, click on her mask, and then I'll take this hairbrush and I'm going to rotate it. Get this end of the hairbrush there, okay. Make sure I'm on that mask. And rotate it. There. Kind of blend that in. Now, I can also take this in the back, hit Command J, go Command T, and warp it. Make it a little thicker. And we can take the effects off of that or turn them back on and see what we got. And now we can kind of come in here and blend her hair in. We'll go with 20%. Oh, gotta be on the right one. Get my soft round and blend that in. And then we'll put some of our, we can make a copy here, Command J, go to screen, go to lighten, and sometimes you just got to keep playing with them. The color dodge did a little bit better, and that can kind of blend over there, and then we can paint some highlights in over that. Now let me go ahead and try a different way. That's with the brushes, and really the brushes are really good for adding hair to little bitty, you know, wispies on the outside and stuff like that. I personally like using the overlays better, but brushes are great for certain things. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get rid of all these. We're going to go back to our overlays, and we're going to go back to that hair right there. Now here's the difference between brushes and overlays. With brushes, you're just getting the shadows and midtones. With overlay, you're getting the shadows and midtones, and you're also getting the highlights, which is very important for doing stuff, and it's totally opaque image unless you blend it into the background. So I'm going to bring this in. Bring it here. Bring that there. Let's warp it. Make our hair fly out that way. Then I'm going to make another copy, Command J. Click on the bottom one, hit Command T. Then I'm just going to kind of see now you're keeping all that highlights in there. And then we can hit OK, hit Command J again, go Command T, shrink this down, and let's bring this behind. Now we're starting to rock. Okay. Now we can kind of keep building it up, and what we can do is we can make another copy of that. Command T. We can flip it. Let's move this down through here. Okay, now, so you got all this crazy hair, and we'll have to blend that in, obviously. But now, just come in here, and we're going to put a color overlay over there. We're going to click on that. We're going to go with that. We're going to go, let's try multiply. There we go. Hit OK. And we're just going to copy that color overlay over each one of those. And now we can kind of play around with that, and we can actually paint on the overlays. Let's see with that one there. Now that one there, we can come in here and put a mask on it, take our hair, get our brush and paint on our hair, don't take our hair. Okay, we can paint through that. But see, now you've got some build-up hair, and we can blend that in a lot better. Now, let's totally replace her hairstyle. So we get rid of all those. Come here, zoom in, and let's turn that off. I'm going to get rid of this part right here. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to come in here and we're going to look at a hairstyle we might want to do. And we got to you know, it's better to start with a good angle. So I'm thinking, what kind of hair do I want? I'm thinking we'll go right here. We'll go with number 50. We'll pull that over. And we're going to right click. Flip horizontal because it's going to come in a free transform. We're going to pull this down. I'm going to zoom in. Zoom out just a little bit. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to warp. And this warp tool is your friend. Okay. I'm going to bring it in here. All of a sudden now we can come in and blend all that there. We'll come in and move this up, bring this over. We got our ear going there. Okay, hit that. Now, hit Command J. Click on this, and we're going to bring this behind her now. And we're going to make it a little smaller. We're going to hit warp. And we're going to kind of bend it around a little bit. And there we go. So now she's got some gray hair, which is kind of good to do gray hair. If you want to do gray hair, just leave it as an overlay. So now we're going to try to get her color the same. So I'm going to click on this top one. I'm going to go color overlay. And there we got that color, and it's multiply. Now we can try different blending modes. We can go hard light. That's probably a little better. We can change the color a little bit. Let's go down to this range. We can make her a redhead, brown, whatever we want to do. Okay, hit that. Then we'll come in here and copy that overlay down to this one. So we got everything the same. Now we'll come in and click on her mask, and we'll kind of blend this in. Take it away from there. Now something I like to do, like there's not going to be a whole lot of light behind there, but what I can do is click on this mask, put a blank layer over the top of it. So I'm just putting a blank layer, and I'm going to hold my Option key and click on my mask right there in between and do a clippy mask. And I can paint with this darker color. Let's get me my soft round. And I can paint in there. And because the clippy mask, it's only going to go over where the hair is at. And I can paint it there, and then I can go and put it in a blending mode of soft light. And see how it makes that hair darker, but I still get some of the highlights in there. See the difference? Really darkens that down. And by the time you get through and you know, do more work on it, and we blend this little edge in here, because we can come up here and we can also, let me do this. Go to filter. I do this a lot. Go to liquify. Oh, I got my mask. Let's go to this top hair. Sorry about that. We'll go to liquify. And here's a little trick so you can see what you're doing. Maybe I don't want it that large. Alright, we go in, we're going to show backdrop. Now you can control how much backdrop is shown, like, you know, this much, so you can see a little bit better what you're doing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take liquify, and I'm going to move this hair down. It'll show where it was at, and it'll show where it's going. You get that. Give her a widow's peak if you want. Blend that in right there. Hit OK. Now, we're good to go. All we need to do now is turn that off. And we're going to paint a little bit of her natural hair back. Okay, so we're going to hit X key. We're going to paint a little bit of that back right along the hairline. Okay. And then we're going to take this same color that we have here. I'm going to option down, put it over top of her. No, I'm sorry, I did the wrong thing. See, don't you feel better? Even I make mistakes. All right, now we're going to go and take a color overlay. Let me click on, we're going to click here. I lost where I was going there for a second. All right, so I'm color overlay. I'm not worried about it over her skin right now. I'm just going to get that color, and I'm going to change it to soft light. Let me change it to color. There we go. Bring that down. We'll leave it right there. Now, it colored her whole body. But here's another little trick you can do. You can click on that effects right there, hover over it. You see the little finger right there? Just click on that and go down to create layer. Now you got create layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put I'm going to hold my option key down, and I'm going to put a black mask on that, which is going to hide everything. See, it's all gone. And now I can just come back with my soft round brush, and I can paint right along her hairline. Pretty cool, huh? So, and we got some of that hair from the back kind of blended into her scalp, so it's all kind of going to look natural. Of course, she doesn't look like she's got any top hair, like it's all wet and she's been running. But now we're going to turn that top hair back on. We're going to click on there and put a mask on that top hair. And we're going to kind of blend that in. I'm going to go down to about 20% so I can feather it in. There we go. Now we're talking. Now, if you're going to totally replace hair, you know, there's going to be a little bit of work involved, so be prepared for that. And you're going to have to, you know, do some blending, and you're going to have to do maybe some little highlighting here. Now that's, you know, that's pretty good, but I'm thinking, man, maybe I want her hair to be a little bit longer. So I'll make a copy of this top one, bring it down below all the rest of the hair. Command T, tilt. There we go. Go Command right click, go to warp. And we got hair coming underneath the arm. We can move this down a little bit. There we go, and boom. Now we got all this crazy hair there. We can turn this back on there, and we can even put more color over this or change the color if we want to. We can go up to the top. Let's go ahead and change this. And let's change this to, and go with color, hit OK. So, and you can start building up a blonde. And so you can kind of start playing around with that. You can just keep changing the color. So it takes a little practice. I'm not going to lie to you. You got to get in there and kind of work with it. But if you get in there and really play around with it, you're going to find so many uses for this. In fact, some of these hairbrushes, I've had some horses I did a painting of, and I needed their mane to be flying in the air, and I've used some of these hairbrushes on them, and it's worked beautifully. And if you learn to do some painting in Photoshop, you can use that as a technique for retouching to kind of smooth that hair out and blend it in, bring the opacity down. And I have that in several of my videos, like the fine art portrait painting, and we also have that in the fine art workshop, which is a 2-day workshop on video. And you can, you know, keep playing around with that, and you can start blending these things in and get to that whole next level. We just laid this on a normal image. There's been nothing done to the image. This is just pretty much straight out of the camera, and this is what you can do with it. If you can take the background out, or you can just add little wispies. So I hope you really like this, and I think you really will. And I look forward to seeing some of your posts on Facebook, so tag me on it, and I'd be excited to see it. And just, you never know when you put a product out there of stuff that you use it a certain way, and then you get people, they just start doing it all different types of ways. And I learn something every day from the people who buy my product, so it's really cool. And I look forward to seeing you at Imaging USA. This is where we're going to debut this product, and I appreciate you loving what I do and allowing me to do what I love. So thank you very much, and God bless you.